What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm about to bust out a really quick Baddies review. I just don't want 10 minutes to talk about the things that I watched last night. Gotta say, Tommie came in and said, I'm gonna really show y'all what a baddie shot o'clock is looking like. She came in there and said, beep, bop, wink, bop, bink, bop, boo. Like she was shooting up the shit. And you know, we gonna get to that. This one entire episode revolved around one 2-hour scene, so I'm just gonna be talking about specific stuff because we don't need to be talking about the entire campfire song situation here. Like, all right, we get it. There were specific moments that happened in this episode that I can definitely go in and talk about, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So please don't complain about the lack of screenshots, video shots. We just gonna get to it, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. First things first. Let's gather around a campfire and sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song. This is what this whole scene was given. I really not gonna hold you. They was all sitting there doing kumbaya. Wow. So they all open up the scene at the campfire song here. And Natalie's like, we was at the radio yesterday and I heard it was bumping back here. Who was fighting? Does anybody else notice that Natalie talks extremely low and loud as if she's yelling at preschoolers on a school bus? Anyway, so first argument comes with Nunu and Anna. Nunu said, yep, it was me. I was fighting Biggie because she wanted to jump into a beef that ain't had shit to do with her. Here come Anna loud ass. Yeah, they fought. It was nothing. It was nothing. Anna was like, it's whatever. Like, you fight for what? It's whatever. And Nunu said, yeah, me and her, we fought it. We fought it out. Woman to woman, like grown women should. And it's going to be up again. Anna had nothing to say when Nunu said she gonna fight Biggie again, but Anna turned her attention to Summer. It was like, and Summer's gonna mind her damn business because she stayed jumping into people's beefs. To which I gotta agree with, because Summer, her entire storyline this year has been not minding her fucking business. She gave her 3 cents about Anna and Nunu's fight, put her 3 cents in and started attacking Slim for no reason, which is why she's a fucking bully. She had a lot to say when Nunu and Biggie was fighting. Like, come on, bitch. Get your own shit together. Your beef need to be with your pussy and not finding a toilet or whatever the case was, because you pissing all over the bus and property. Ew. So then Anna's trying to call out Summer for beating on Slim, saying, yeah, I was fighting the same bitch over and over again. Anna, if you was going to be this loud about that, you should have stepped up a long time ago and said, oh, y'all got to stop. Like, this is completely unnecessary. But that's not the here or there. Anna don't got a tongue until everything is all, settled. Next on the docket to fight was Bad Dolly and Pretty P or whatever the fuck. Tinka old ass sitting there. She's like, yeah, the next fight was fucking Pretty P and Bad Dolly. Bad Dolly not here because her nose got fucked up. Pretty P punched her on her face. And you could tell Pretty P wore that comment as a badge of honor. She looked mad hype when Tinka called that out. So Big Lex is like, no, her nose never healed from the auditions and she got cracked. It's not broken. Bad Dolly pops up out of the fucking blue wearing these witch-ass fucking boots looking like a fucked up Bratz doll. Bad Dolly really be giving bad fashion. And, I'm with the whole emo gothic shit, but, there's cute fashions with that. And she's just not someone who can dress it up properly. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. That's just my opinion. Bad Dolly starting to get hype again because people saying that Pretty P kind of won that fight. Which to me, I sometimes think is neck and neck. I do think most of the time Pretty P be getting the one up on Bad Dolly, but it's pretty much neck and neck. Bad Dolly start trying to come at Pretty P again, saying we can run it again, wait till I heal, run it again. And Pretty P's like, I'm not about to fight you again. We done fought 5 times. You busy running up on me when you can see Tinka sitting right here and so is Tasiki. Why you ain't running the fade with them bitches? And we need to clock that because let's not forget when Tinkerbella was sitting up in that goddamn Wrecker Room place, walking around like she about to go Super Saiyan, turn into the Hulk. She was saying that she needed to fight Bad Dolly and she was going to give her her ones. So why both of these bitches not fighting each other? Tasiki over there quiet as a fucking mouse, quiet as a garden snake, quiet as a fucking mime, finally decides to say something this season and be like, oh no, me and her already made a pact, so we good. And I'm guessing this pact is whenever they heal up, they gonna run the ones with each other. But I'm like, Tasiki, she's been fighting Pretty P, injured or not, so why don't you just go take your fade? Because obviously Bad Dolly don't give a shit if she's injured or not. Bad Dolly popping up every goddamn 20 minutes wrapped up like a goddamn mummy return. And she's still trying to fight and run one with Pretty P. So why is she trying to fight and run one with Shu? Packed or not, she shouldn't be fighting. If she's supposed to be healing up, She shouldn't be fighting nobody. So Tasiki, what are we doing here? You're wasting our time. Like, bottom of the barrel boring. Get off our show. Damn. I also want to add that this all stemmed because Pretty P just confirmed to Emma what the fuck was said about her in the house. For one, Natalie tried to flip it and say, oh, so you're just talking to a girl that's not here and telling her everything that's happening in the house? And no, that's not what Pretty P was doing. Pretty P was just confirming whatever the fuck Bad Dolly said, because that's what Emma and who Emma specifically asked about. Natalie is an instigator. She got to get the views up. It is what it is. And again, it's annoying because Natalie, you are oftentimes behind the scenes talking to bitches that's not even on this season, which is why these bitches keep popping up every fucking season. You obviously had to have communications with Slim for her to come back. You obviously had communications with Tommie for her to come back. So what makes what Pretty P did any different than what you do on a normal basis? And Bad Dolly's pissing me off because she's acting like she ain't say the shit. Like, if you said it, just stand on it. Yeah, I said it. She could tell her all she wants. I said it to her face. She could repeat it again. I don't give a shit. And when I see her at the reunion, I'ma say it again. But Bad Dolly over here looking for a reason to fight. Like, at this point, there's no reason to fight. Like, are we grown women or are we children? And this is why Pretty P needs her goddamn chain. So then, now we're switching gears. Rolly shows up and they're talking about Rolly and her situation with Slim and so on and so forth. And Jayla, bald Q-tip head ass, has something to say. And this is why Jayla is kind of starting to get the hate that she's getting, because this bitch is a flip-flopper. She quite literally was just there with Slim, giving her all her props, calling her a baddie, giving her the praise and the glory and the this and that, and, you know, saying this was your experience, unfortunately, but bro, you cool. And now that Slim is gone and Rolly's in front of her, she's like, yeah, well, Slim put herself in this position. It's nobody's fault. We don't want to hear it. Moving on. Bitch, stay with the same fucking energy. Jayla has a tendency to switch up her energy and think we don't fucking notice that shit. She did that shit with Gretchen and Mariah Lynn. If you was gonna sit here and play power to the black people, if you ain't black, don't say nigga, beat on Gretchen the whole season for saying nigga, but when Mariah Lynn gets exposed for saying nigga, you giving her a bunch of excuses as to why you won't beat her ass. Like, girl, knock it the fuck off, Jayla. And this is why you're getting some of the hate that you get. You are very wish-washy. And then you turn around looking around like, oh, what? Me? How I get in this? On top of that, me personally, I don't like that you act completely oblivious to whatever the fuck Natalie is doing. You and Natalie are attached by coochie lips. Probably more than Natalie and Scotty at this point. You have become Scotty's replacement for Natalie's best friend. You telling me she ain't telling you what the fuck she's doing behind the scenes? Jayla, stop trying to play us like we're stupid. I'm also starting to believe that she's also the one that be throwing in a sprinkle of dirt and saying, yeah, Natalie, if you're gonna do that, let's do this. Like, you literally play into the shit. We watched that shit unfold with Biggie last season when Natalie was egging you on to be messy, knowing that the question she was asking you was messy. And then you're surprised when Biggie said, yeah, I would love to slap the shit out of her. Jayla, if you above the shit, just shut the fuck up and stop giving your commentary. Stop trying to act like you the spokesperson for what's right, because you actively participate in what's wrong. Like, like, come on, Jayla. This is why people are starting to dislike you. Why they need you off this show. Because you was never like this before. So what about now in Baddies is all of a sudden make you act like Natalie Nunn's sperm? Like, truly. So Rolly over there with her little attitude. And Jayla's like, well, what is the criteria for the baddies to go on these overseas trips? And Scotty pops up and says, you know, you got to be open. You got to talk. You got to do this. You got to do that. And for whatever reason, that triggered Rolly. And Rolly was like, yo, Scotty, shut the fuck up, because you don't even fight. You be behind the scenes talking all that shit, flapping your fucking gums, your dick suckers, your lollipop suckers, but you don't really be down to fight. Scotty's like, whoa, hold on. But you know, I'm not a fighter. Like, I'm not going to keep fighting. That's not my thing. So Rolly's like, all right, so then shut the fuck up and stop trying to say what the criteria is, because you don't even match the criteria. And not gonna lie, Rolly, you have a point, and then also at the same time, I gotta clock you, because you had Scotty dressed up as a front desk receptionist walking behind you when it came to Slim. If Scotty wasn't doing her role of talking shit behind Slim's back, you would not have even known that Slim was talking about you. But then at the same time, Rolly, when you right, you right. These bitches really do be talking behind each other's back. But when it comes time to stand on it and confront it, y'all don't be on that same energy nor want to fight. Rolly really is the only one who will step up and fight and repeat exactly what she said behind the scenes. Scotty was called to the forefront to repeat what she was saying behind the scenes. And as you saw last week, she froze up and was like, well, she said, you know, she was just talking shit. You know, she was just talking shit. And I kind of sort of believe that's why Rolly was kind of ticked off with Scotty, because you did all that hoopline. And when it came time to providing the receipts, you didn't provide shit, having Rolly looking kind of dumb up there. So as much as I don't like Rolly, I do have to give Rolly her props for calling out the bullshit. Like, y'all call yourselves baddies, but a baddie also stands on businesses, which y'all don't do, except Pretty Pete. So Natalie announces, okay, we have Tommie coming to the club with us. She gonna ride on the bus with us, so on and so forth. All the bitches that got issues with her, Akbar, Tinka, they're saying they shit. But then somehow Rolly pops up again. She's like, well, Natalie, why you ain't fighting this bitch? Rolly's calling out the fact that Natalie be inviting this bitch that she be talking shit about all the fucking time and then bring her back on the show and be hugging and rubbing elbows with her. And Rolly's like, just because you EP don't mean you don't need to be standing in the pain on that. Us bitches be fighting each other every single day. Why the fuck you not doing the same? You here on Baddies. You the leader of this show. The leader need to be fighting as much as we do. You be moving real fake and real foul and real shady and you act like you don't be doing shit. So Natalie's rebuttal is, we fought 1,750 million times. How many more times do you want us to fight? To which, yes, that is true. But I think to Rolly's aspect, because y'all are friends, she's heard you talk shit constantly about Tommie every time that y'all have even made up. So you keep bringing this bitch back, acting like you hate her, but then when she's here, you be rubbing elbows with her. This is exactly what Rolly be talking about. Funny thing is, Natalie wasn't really trying to check or argue back with Rolly because Rolly done already smacked her up several times. If anybody else has said this and it wasn't Rolly, Natalie would have either had that bitch kicked off the show or she would have started tussling with that hoe. So now, instead of talking back to Rolly and checking Rolly and getting all loud with Rolly, she turns her attention to Biggie, who's just standing there. I'm not the biggest Biggie advocate. I really don't give a fuck about this bitch. I think she weak, she lame. But there was no reason to turn your anger and energy to Biggie. I had no response when Rolly was calling you out for talking shit behind bitches' back and not standing on it. But she gonna turn around and say, yo, Biggie, ain't you the bitch that was sitting here telling me and Akbar to be ready when Tommie come here and to argue with that bitch? Biggie is like, yeah, when we was arguing, yeah, I definitely did say some type of shit like that. Crazy enough, once Natalie starts yelling and screaming at fucking Biggie, Tasiki steps up and she's like, I don't know why Biggie is the fucking target here. And I don't know if anybody heard, but Tasiki said verbatim, Biggie's not the fucking target, bitch. And Natalie saw Tasiki get up. She's like, well, what are you getting up for? And it's all right. It's cool. Natalie really do be copping please when she don't want to fight someone that she knows is going to beat her ass. Excuse me. So now Tommie finally walks in and she's coming in real cute with like her damn near $10,000 outfit, baby, looking very fabulous, might I add. Now I'm gonna explain why all three of these bitches is in this screenshot. Start with Akbar because that's really why Tommie came back, because she has beef with Akbar. So from what I'm gathering here is that there was a fight that took place in the studio and Akbar felt like she won the fight. So whenever she went to a radio station or did some sort of interview, she kept saying that she beat down on Tommie. Tommie's like, well, I had a bad day that day. I'm fighting with my team and all this other shit, and you annoyed me, and then we wound up fighting. But you running around to the radio station saying that you beat me and you had me on the floor. Bitch, why you being thirsty? And that didn't even fucking happen. So they're talking back and forth and, you know, getting kind of annoyed. But you could tell Akbar not really trying to fight her. Tommie really don't give a fuck to fight, but she on whatever time it is. She far too cool. She far too relaxed. I did forget to mention, I briefly, like earlier in this video, said that everybody was addressing whatever issue they had with Tommie. In the mix of that, Tinka and Akbar started arguing with each other because she's like, well, bitch, you was trying to talk to me like you was my mother, which wasn't the case. Tinka is just really reaching for shit. And she's referring back to the Wrecker place, Wrecker room, whatever that shit you want to call it. And Akbar was trying to wrap up the scene because production told her to. Tinka, you gotta calm down. And by the end of that argument, Tinka said, if you don't fight Tommie, I'm going to whoop your ass and I'm going to whoop her ass. So as Tommie and Akbar are fighting, you can see Tinka kind of getting annoyed because they not fighting. They just arguing and dragging it on. So you see Tinka starting to get annoyed again. She's like getting agitated. As Tommie and Akbar are fighting, big ass Rolly over here starts chomping at the mouth with Tommie, excuse me. She tries to say that Tommie's only there to get clout off their name, so on and so forth, which is kind of crazy because Tommie is probably the most famous one out of everybody on this damn show. He's been popular for years now. So to think that she needs clout off of you, Rolly, and we don't even like you is kind of crazy. Like, everybody on this cast realistically is beneath her. She helped Baddies get to where it is. She is one of the main people that keep us watching and keep us tuned in. So Rolly, get off your fucking fat ass high horse and bring it down. In the midst of this arguing, Tinka stands up. She's like, well, now I have a problem because you was trying to play me, bitch. You was trying to play me. Tinka said that the reason she got an issue with Tommie is because she feels like Tommie was trying to play her and telling Saucy Santana that she don't know who she is. But Zeus played a replay of Tommie talking to Meatball after Meatball and Tinka fought, trying to calm Meatball down and give her some friendly advice. Because you could tell that Tommie fuck with Meatball crazy. So while Tinka is claiming, yeah, I'm pissed because she said that she don't know me, I also do think it's the fact that she felt like Tommie took her side as opposed to trying to understand both sides. Rolly and Tinka start walking towards Tommie to jump her. And Shorty pulled out the grap, boom. Also forgot to add here, in the midst of Tommie arguing with both of these bitches, Scotty took a notice to the little like cut in the bunny's butt and was like, girl, what's that? What's wrong with your bunny? And Tommie's like, don't worry about it. It ain't nothing. Scotty had the eye. I'll give her that. She definitely seen it. She saw it and she said, no. What's that? Tommie pulled out that BB gun and shot both Tinka and Rolly. Tinka got shot in the arm and Rolly got shot in the breast. And as you can see, Rolly started running for her life like a scared white woman. And Tinka, she just stumbled back a little bit, laughed, and she was ready to run off and start beating the shit out of Tommie. Include that Tinka was in her confessionals saying that all these bitches were scared and started running away. But Tinka, who the fuck wants to stay there and get shot dead, especially people who have children? Like, you have a daughter too. You don't think about your safety first over trying to look like a gangsta bae? Like, what's wrong with you? So after tussling with security for a little bit, Tinka finally gets a hold of Tommie. And you know what's crazy? Tommie wound up getting the upper hand because at first it looked like Tinka was gonna get her. Tinka ran up on her, grabbed her head to the side, and then they started tussling. But by the end of it, you see Tommie standing over her, wanging on her, and then having this death grip on her for like 10 minutes, bro. Security could not get Tommie off of Tinka. Tinka is bending down like she ready to take back shots, and Tommie's on top of her like, yeah, this is what you want? You wanted to make a name, right? This is what you wanted, right? Only thing missing from Tommie was the back of her quick weave. Anna's in the background saying, yeah, Tinka beating her ass. Anna, I know Nunu clocked you in your eye, but I didn't know she made you go blind because ain't no way in hell you thought that Tinka won that fight. Also want to throw in Biggie and Tommie are actually really cool, and Biggie fucks with Tommie heavy. So the fact that you're even out here talking that shit about Tommie is crazy. Let Tommie come to the reunion ready to whoop your ass. I can tell your ass is going to be backing the fuck up and running for your life. So I don't know what Anna saw, but I saw Tommie coming out the WWE Women's Champion on this one. She won that fight. That was a good vice grip that she had on that girl's head. The braids, you could tell she got her fingers up under them shits and was just holding it. As for not Biggie, damn, both of these girls big as shit. As for Rolly, after she ran for her life, you could see her like off camera standing there, you know, walking around like I can't even explain it. She was about to turn into a Hulk or something like that. She was just pacing back and forth. Confessional, she said that she was raging, but like it was giving she ran away and had to walk it off because she was actually scared to death that she could have got actually shot. She finally comes in. Now she's throwing shit. She's trying to fight with the security guard. She wants to fight Tommie so bad. To which that didn't work out. So Rolly just threw a fucking temper tantrum per usual. Next week seems a little more heated. It seems like Rolly and Tinka both are upset with Natalie for laughing as Tommie and them was fighting. Summer, Anna, and Scotty all start beefing with each other. It was more so Anna and Scotty versus Summer. And Summer clocked the shit out of Anna. Like, you heard the skin connect like crazy. And then Scotty finally decides she wants to be a fighter. So we'll see what happens next week. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, sorry for the lack of like screenshots. There wasn't that much to share really because we was all in just the same scene, honestly. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't change locations. They was all around a campfire. No graham crackers, no marshmallows, no chocolates, just there. Not roasting, no nothing, just there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about this episode. I will be back next week with another review for y'all. Thanks.